Hello friends, today I am discuss about most important question for B.Ed exam. If you do B.Ed anywhere like Bihar, UP, Haryana, MP and any another state, then it is important for exam point of view, so you can prepare it without wasting of time. So let's start. Question number is 6. What is the contribution of the teacher in assimilation and dissemination of information and knowledge? Yeah, question is, what is the contribution of teacher in assimilation and dissemination of information and knowledge? Okay, so let's start about it. Answer is, assimilation and dissemination of information and knowledge. Assimilation is a cognitive process that manage how we take new information and incorporate that new information into our existing knowledge. This concept was developed by Jean Piaget, a Swiss developmental psychologist who is best known for his theory of cognitive development in children. For example, when a young child learns the word dog for the family pet, he eventually begins to identify every similar looking canine as a dog. Okay? Next is point is, this child has extended his learning or assimilated the concept of dog to include all similar four-footed friends. Assimilation of knowledge occurs when a learner encounters a new idea and must fit that idea into what they already know. The teacher functions as an independent variable in order to influence student achievement. Teacher effectiveness appears to be associated strongly with the following clusters. Okay. First, student initiated behavior, whole class instruction, general clarity of instruction, availability of information as needed. Next, a non-evaluative and relaxed learning environment which is task focused. Next, higher achievement expectations, and last, classroom that is relatively free from behavioral disorder, major behavioral disorder. Next, more successful teachers represent differences between addition and subtraction of problems on the basis of the action in the problem and the location of the unknown. They organized their knowledge on the basis of the level of the children is understanding of the problem in context. Okay. Next point is, even though some researchers have concluded that textbook determine the content addresses in classroom, others provide evidence to challenge that assertion. Okay. Next point, research suggests that teachers are gatekeepers who make their own decision about which part of a textbook to use and which way to use them, and such decision may not necessarily lead to close adherence to the textbook material. Next point is paradigms of knowledge construction. There are different paradigms of knowledge. The impact of these paradigms on teaching and learning in the classroom can be understood by following point. First is transmission of knowledge. We can discuss about transmission of knowledge. This is a traditional view of education that some students may remember from their own school days. The emphasis is given by basic and essential skill, but social skills are not given. Emphasize the focus on logical, objective, and abstract learning. Now we will discuss about example of this approach included. First, multiplication table learnt by rote, and second is learning the names of the capital cities of the world without having any real knowledge and understanding of the wider significance of this knowledge. Okay. Next is construction of knowledge. This approach draw out knowledge and understanding. The learner is supported in actively constructing his or her store of knowledge through activities such as discovered learning and open-ended questioning. This type of learning is often based on everyday experiences and is a social experience using people around the learner to make connection to gain new insights. इसको बेहतर माना गया है, कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ नॉलेज को बेहतर माना गया है. ओके. नो वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ दिस अप्रोच आर एज फॉलोवेज. ओके. फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट. फीडबैक हेल्प्स learners to see what they can do differently next time. Research. Children and young people identify what they need to know and find sources to extend their knowledge. Okay. Next point is investigative activities. Investigations are designed to enable young people to find their own pattern and relationship. Next point is co-construction. This expand on the construction of knowledge approach but shift the focus from the individual to collaboration with other. In building knowledge, learners work together to investigate, analyze, interpret, and reorganize their knowledge. They need to become adept at reflecting on their learning and its application in areas of their lives. Okay. This approach takes account of the emotional aspect of learning, the dynamic of learning with others, the significance of the context, and the purpose and effect and outcomes of learning. Okay. Next, following are example of this approach. Okay. First, problem solving in group, and second, dialogue among learner and between the teacher and learner that focuses on learning. Now we will discuss about role of teacher in knowledge construction. In the constructive classroom, the teacher role is to prompt and facilitate discussion. Thus, the teacher main focus should be on guiding a student by asking questions that will lead them to develop their own conclusion on the subject. Parker J. Palmer, 1997, suggests that God teacher join self-subject and a student in the fabric of life because they teach from an integral and individual and undivided self. They manifest in their own lives and evoke in their student a capacity for connectedness. Next, David Jonason identified three major roles for facilitators to support a student in constructive learning environment. Okay, this is first is modeling. Okay, Jonason describes modeling as the most commonly used instructional strategy in constructivist learning environment. Two types of modeling exist, either behavioral modeling of the overt performance and cognitive modeling of the covert cognitive process. Behavioral modeling in constructivist learning environments demonstrates how to perform the activities identified in the activity. Structure. Cognitive modeling articulates the reasoning, reflection in action that learners should use while engaged in the activities. Next is coaching. The role of coach is complex and inexact. She acknowledges that a good coach motivates learners, analyzes their performance, provides feedback and advice on the performance of and how to learn about how to perform, and provokes reflection and articulation of what was learned. Moreover, she persists that coaching may be solicited by the learner or coaching may be unsolicited when the coach observes the performance and provides encouragement, diagnosis, direction, and feedback. Coaching naturally and necessarily involves responses that are situated in the learner task performance. Now we will discuss about scaffolding. Scaffolding. It is a more systematic approach to supporting the learner, focusing on the task, the environment, the teacher, and the learner. Scaffolding provides temporary frameworks to support learning. Scaffolding में क्या होता है, बच्चे को जो काम दिया जाता है उसमें टेम्पररी हेल्प करना, सपोर्ट करना. ओके, जिससे कि बच्चे जिस अचीवमेंट को प्राप्त करना चाहता है उस अचीवमेंट को प्राप्त कर ले, जिस गोल को अचीव करना चाहता है उसको अचीव कर ले. स्टूडेंट्स परफॉर्मेंस बियॉन्ड देयर कैपेसिटीज. द कंसेप्ट ऑफ स्कैफोल्डिंग रिप्रेजेंट एनी काइंड ऑफ सपोर्ट फॉर cognitive activity that is provided by an adult when the child and adult are performing the task together. Okay, तो थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, होप यू विल लर्न समथिंग न्यू. इस वीडियो में इतना ही. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो.